Welcome to TimeBeat Breaking News Channel. Here are our breaking news today.
1. Castillo of Peru summons supporters to the streets as exit polls close. 2. Hundreds of former leaders call on the G7 to immunize the poor against COVID-19.
Peru. Castillo of Peru summons supporters to the streets as exit polls close. Peruvian leftist presidential candidate Pedro Castillo called his supporters to the streets on Sunday evening, after an exit poll following the crucial election gave his rival, Keiko Fujimori, a razor-thin lead. "I ask our people to defend every vote," Castillo wrote on Twitter. "I call on Peruvian people from all corners of the country to go to the streets in peace to be vigilant in the defense of democracy." Speaking later via megaphone from a balcony to crowds in Tacubamba, a town in his rural heartland in the northern Peruvian Andes, Castillo appealed for calm. Ipsos Peru chief Alfredo Torres described his organization's findings, released as polls closed at 7 p.m. local time, as an extremely tight technical tie. The polls saw Fujimori leading with 50.3% of the vote, while Castillo had 49.7%, within the margin of error of plus or minus 3 percentage points. In a short statement, Fujimori, the daughter of jailed former President Alberto Fujimori, said she was reserving judgment until the official results, and also appealed for prudence, calm and peace from both groups, those who voted and did not vote for us. A fast count by Ipsos is due at 9:30 p.m., with the first official results expected to start arriving at 11:30 p.m. Both candidates have pledged vastly different remedies for rescuing Peru from the economic doldrums brought on by the COVID-19 crisis, which has seen it lead the world in per capita deaths.
The United Kingdom. Hundreds of former leaders call on the G7 to immunize the poor against COVID-19. 100 former presidents, prime ministers, and foreign ministers have urged the Group of Seven, G7, rich nations to fund global coronavirus vaccinations in order to prevent the virus from mutating and resurfacing as a global threat. The leaders made their appeal ahead of the G7 summit in England, which begins on Friday and will bring together the leaders of the United States, Britain, France, Germany, Italy, Canada, and Japan. Former world leaders said in a letter to the G7 that global cooperation had failed in 2020, but that 2021 could usher in a new era. Former British Prime Ministers Gordon Brown and Tony Blair, former United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, and 15 former African leaders were among the signatories. They said the G7 and other leaders invited to the summit should commit to spending $30 billion per year for 2 years to combat the pandemic around the world. Their request coincided with a Save the Children poll, which found strong public support in the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and Canada for the G7 to contribute to the $66 billion needed for COVID-19 vaccines globally. According to the poll, 79% of Britons support such a policy, while 79% of Americans support it. France had the lowest level of support, with 63% in favor.
Thank you for watching. We help you stay up to date all the news hourly. Please subscribe our channel to follow up the latest one.